Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. It's Dr. Kelly here, bringing to you a new adventure. I want to talk to you this morning about something new. I am going to start to bring you a woman's health journey. How many of you out there are worried about cancer? I know a lot of you are worried about getting cancer, but are you doing the things that you need to do to prevent it, to not get it? I bet you some of you are not doing everything that you could be. This story is about Penny, and Penny has a fear of getting breast cancer, and there's a lot of good reason why she's fearing it. I bet you have some good reasons for fearing it too. And so that's why we're going to start a series of videos and blog articles that you're going to find on discoveryhealthlifestyle.com. Visit there and you're going to hear all about Penny's story. I'm going to take you through step by step of what we're doing with her to mitigate that risk, to decrease her risk. I know so many of you out there are worried about getting breast cancer or maybe some other estrogen-based cancer. And I want you to know that there are other things that you can do besides sitting and waiting till you get it. Okay? There are lots of things that you can start to do for your body. Of course, it starts with nutrition. We talk about nutrition all the time. But how many of you believe that you're at risk for cancer just because somebody else in your family has had it? I know that's the thought for most of you, and there is some truth to that. Genes absolutely play a role, but your environment plays a bigger role. How you treat your body, the foods that you put in, the chemicals that you allow to go in, how you get rid of those chemicals play a bigger role. And guess what? When we think about breast cancer, we think a lot about the hormone estrogen, right? You actually don't have a hormone called estrogen. Estrogen is a grouping of different estrogen-like hormones, and there are about 8 of them as far as the metabolites go, but we just call them estrogen because it's easier. But yet, if estrogen is the problem, why don't we get our hormone levels checked? Go ahead, ask your doctor. If you're worried about getting cancer, go ahead and ask them, can you test my hormone levels, please? Guess what they're going to say? They're going to say, we don't do that. We don't usually test the hormones, so if you're worried about this or that, what do they usually do? Let's take that a step back, actually. So women, we've been plagued with hormone issues our whole life. From the moment we go into puberty, we start to get our period, then we have babies, and then we stop having babies, and before you know it, we're in perimenopause or going into menopause. All hormone-related symptoms are the things that we complain about during all of those phases of life. So why, when we complain about having cramping, when we complain about heavy bleeding, when we complain about not being on a 28-day cycle, what's the medical approach? The medical approach is to put us on the pill, put you on a synthetic form of hormones. But wait, did they ever test your hormones? Don't you think that they should if they're going to be giving you a medication that alters your hormones? I sure think that they should. Because when you have symptoms around your period, when you have symptoms in perimenopause, when you have symptoms in menopause, guess what it's related to? Hormone imbalances. So if we know where the hormones are at, we can actually get them balanced a little bit, and then those symptoms tend to go away. All of this relates to that fear of cancer that you're worried about, because estrogen doesn't just cause cancer. If it did, we would all have some type of estrogen-based cancer when we're 20 years old. And that's not when it usually happens, is it? So we tend to see those estrogen-based cancers when we're in our 40s or 50s or 60s. That's when we get breast cancer. That's when we get uterine cancer. That's when we get ovarian cancer, right? Sometimes they happen earlier, but often they happen when we get older. So if it's just an estrogen problem, our estrogen levels are the highest when we start having babies. So why don't we get cancer then? If you have a fear of getting cancer and you want to learn how to do something different, follow this story. Visit me on discoveryhealthlifestyle.com and join me in Penny's journey. We're going to talk about why she has a fear, okay? And that story might be really similar to yours. Her mom has had breast cancer twice. So Penny's thinking seriously about this. What can she do to change her risk of getting breast cancer too? Well, nutrition's definitely involved, but she's had some testing done. Through her journey, we're going to talk about the fear of getting breast cancer. We're going to talk about mammograms, why they're good, why they're not so good. There's risks with getting mammograms. We're going to talk about thermography. How many of you know what thermography is? And did you know that thermography's been around a lot longer than mammography? But mammography is paid for by insurance. Thermography isn't, even though it's a wonderful tool and gives us a lot of different information about the breast tissue and what's going on in there with heat and with hormone levels. That is key to knowing and understanding your risk for getting breast cancer. We've also tested Penny's hormones, and don't you want to know how we tested it, why we tested it this way? And we're going to talk about the results. We're going to talk about the results of her mammography and why her results look the way they do. We're going to talk about her results of thermography and why that prompted another step in her journey. That led us to hormone testing. We're currently waiting for her hormone testing to come back, but then we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you what we tested, why we tested it, and what her results mean to her and her risk of getting breast cancer. And then we're going to talk about what to do next. If you're worried about getting breast cancer, this is the story to follow. And guess what? I'm going to bring you other stories too. I know you want to connect with other women who have a story similar to yours. I have a cancer story too. Not that I've had cancer, but I worry about it. My mom died of cancer when she was 60 years old. How many of you want to live to be 60 or 70 or 80 or 90? Without cancer, without chemotherapy and radiation and all of the toxic treatments that are the standard in America today for those cancers. Wouldn't it be great if you found out your risk now because you're worried about it now and you changed it so that you never get it, or at least decreased your risk of ever getting it? That's what we need to do. So thank you for joining me here today. Remember to share this video. There are other women out there who need to start to hear this story. Please follow the story and visit discoveryhealthlifestyle.com. Watch for a hormone course that I'm going to be launching soon in the next month. And that's going to give you your opportunity to get tested without having to spend thousands of dollars seeing a functional medicine doctor. You're going to have everything you need at your fingertips through this hormone course, no matter what type of hormone problem you have. It's going to help you get tested, and it's going to help answer your hormone issues and give you guidance and direction of how to get those hormones balanced. But first you have to know what needs to be balanced, and does something need to be balanced? There's so many programs out there that just say, get balanced, but yet how do you know what needs balancing? What do you need more of? What do you need less of? So again, thank you for joining me this morning. I'm really happy that you're here. I'm happy to be able to share Penny's story and thankful that she's willing to share it so that we can help so many other women. I look forward to your questions. Visit discoveryhealthlifestyle.com and write comments. Share from that post, but then that shows me what you want to know more about, what questions you have as we go through Penny's journey, and I can write other things up or do another video based on those questions that you're asking. So don't forget to do that. Please start to interact with me, share the videos, get this out to somebody new. But Penny's story about overcoming a fear of breast cancer is going to be amazing. So great to see you today. I'm really happy that you're here. I look forward to seeing you again soon, and I'll talk to you then. Bye.